Hello guys, my name is Dising and this is a video showing my work in progress on my Tulix cabinet board in March 2023 this year. If you are watching this video in 2023, of course. Alright, so I've did a significant updates, especially in terms of the speakers and the panel here. So you can see this is actually a LCD monitor from Arcuda, and originally it was a metal sheet like this one, metal plate. And of course I've replaced it, and if you want to buy it, Arcuda recently have it on stock, so you can buy it immediately. I bought it not from Arcuda, the original manufacturer, but from Arcade Spare Parts, because they are more responsive and they are based in Hong Kong, so it's closer to where I stay. Okay, and this speaker, oh boy, this speaker, so far I haven't powered everything up, so I'm not really sure how it's going to sounds like, but I bought this from TKK video review, link at the description below. And that's the speaker from Audio Labs. And you can see I actually bought two variants, one for 8 ohm and another one is the 4 ohm, which I later on decided not to install because 8 ohm actually is more the sound wouldn't distort it if you crank the volume up, and I like natural balanced sound. And 4 ohm actually is best for home theater and stuff like that, because when you need the louder volume, but of course it drains more power from the amp, and it might get heat faster. And because this is fanless, there's no fan from behind, so I decided to go with 8 ohms each instead. The 4 ohm is just really for my testing and also to show you the difference. And this is the one coming from the original Tulix. You can see it's actually very light, much lighter than, I would say twice as light as the one from Audio Labs or any 3-inch speaker. So you see the one that came with Tulix is actually 4 ohm 10 watts, and the one I bought is 15 watts. And oh my, you can see how solid this feels compared to this cheapo plastic here. All right, I'm going to show you the guards for now, but let's focus on the main part, the rewiring things that I did at the bottom. Okay, so here's the juicy part. I spent 5 days trying to rewire everything. I actually gutted out everything and rewired everything. Okay, so let me see how we can start. Okay, so one thing that you can immediately notice is there's no longer cable coming out from the top. If you bought a Vuelis or Tulix, I think by default all the cables actually get routed from the top and then just dangling here. And if you later on decided to put a PC or console, there's actually a wooden block here, but I took it out. If you put the PC over here, that will kind of get in the way. And I like this kind of view. It's kind of a window. Okay, so windows. All right, so I reroute everything, and the power supply is here, and the power supply power is get from the power cable over there. So if you can see, this one is the metal the power supply box. Actually it's a power box where you can plug in your AC outlet to your existing plug at the home, and then the power gets feed to this panel here. And the way I did it is, not really sure it's good, but it's better for organization. So power gets from your AC cord there, routed here, and then this one feeds the power to my power strip at the bottom. This is a 5 socket plug from PowerSync in Taiwan. I like this because it's black. It fits well with it blends well with the metallic black color here, and it's slim. It's very slim and not as thick. So good. So AC power gets feed from there to here to here, and then this power supply from the Tulix is actually feed from here. If you watch Tulix, the original, the way they connect is they feed the power to this power supply box from here, directly from the first source of power. But I feed from here to here and here to there because I want to make the wire goes from the bottom and gets hidden, routed to the bottom slot here. Pretty good. And then here, and this is really the default power supply box from Tulix. Nothing really much to say about it except that it feels really cheap. But it works, and right now everything is digital signal, so I'm not really sure whether changing it will help to the. I've seen people changing it, replacing it with the power supply, the ATX power supply PSU unit from the PC, but I'm not sure how to modify the modular cable, so I just use whatever is here. Okay, so later on this box actually do two kind of, it provides power to the top by the black cable here, that's the power that is supplied to the top. And remember, the top section have the speakers, monitors, and yeah, those are the two things. So it gets power from there. And of course, because it also has a fan, so this one is actually providing power to the fan. All right. And then interestingly, you will see it actually have another two pairs of cable coming from here. The orange and yellow cables is actually the wires connecting to the four speakers up. Okay, two at the top, two at the bottom. So this one is the original cable from Tulix. I didn't really change anything, so it's by default. And the yellow and black cable is for the coin mag. Yep, that's the coin mag. I think it's called multi-coin stuff from, they came with my Tulix. Okay. And of course, initially the cables is not like this. It's not as clean, of course. It actually just dangling from here and then grab to here and then goes up. So when you open this up, the cable gets in the way to access the power switch. Okay, so I later on make some changes thanks to the cable strip. I'm not sure what it's called. It's kind of like a cable clipper here. Okay, of course, properly sleeved. None of the most of the cable is not sleeved when you get the Tulix, but I sleeve it. I just love sleeve. Okay, so these two, they all goes the same way here, and then go separately. One for the coin mag, and the speakers goes from here and all the way go to here and providing power to the and connecting back to the amplifier. And I use the quick release, I'm not sure what it's called, quick release connector to connect to the two sides of the cable because it's not long enough to reach the amplifier, especially if I got to go like this route. Okay, and you can see the color is different. I use the standard black and red for the red for power, black for ground, instead of the orange and green. That's the standard color for any electronic engineering 101. Okay, and then the there's another set of power strip here. Let me see. I kind of forgot. Okay, sorry. Oh, I think I said it. Okay, sorry. I think I got it wrong. Sorry, just now. I messed up. This is the one that's connecting to providing power to the top power strip. I actually have another set of power strip up. The one that provide power to here is actually this one. Sorry, I'm wrong. So power goes from here to here, and then from this socket plug to providing power here, and then this one connecting to here. So the power to my power box actually goes, wow, it actually goes a long way. Okay, it's not coming up from the first source. Here, and here, and finally from here. I hope I didn't mess up everything. I haven't powered it up yet, but I think they will work. All right. And of course, I have two Western Digital external hard drive, 18 terabytes to store most of the modern generation full set 1 game 1 ROM games here. So it gets the power from here. Okay, so pretty neat. Ignore the big chunk of cable here. I'm going to organize it later. This one is all coming out from the top. Like my iPad, keyboard encoder, my two monitors, which I'm going to show later. All right. And the amplifier gets power from here. Very close. All right. So that's about it from this side of the view. Okay, let's move over to the other side. Well, there are so many things I want to show. But this video is just going to focus on the way I reroute the wires instead of showing you everything. Okay, it's more like a teaser. I like to modify things. Okay, so let me pull this cable out so you can have a better view. All right, so that's how it's supposed to look like. After I clean everything. Okay, this one still needs some cabling. All right, so from this view, it's pretty much the same side. So here, power strip, and you can see there is a huge kind of like spiral cord coming out from here. You can see this kind of this type of sleeve is very different from the one that I use here. This is kind of like what they call a spiral cabling. I'm not sure. So it has a lot of stuff here. So you can see two videos from the monitor and my player panel. That's a pretty much a surprise there. And my iPad USB, sorry, my iPad is, where's my iPad? Okay, iPad here, iPad USB, my USB hub. So, and of course the speakers and the speaker wire, that later connect it to here, okay? So this one is for the everything coming out from the top. And thanks to this metal strip here, it's actually about the right size. I'm pretty glad it fits, okay? So eventually this is going to go from the bottom and then everything goes like this, take a U shape up, okay? Instead of like dangling from the top here. And one thing that you can see, yeah, like this. And later I'm also going to put a USB power plug here to power my my power LED strip here. And this is actually motion sensor based. There's a proximity sensor here. So if you wave your hand or every motion, then it will power it up automatically. Right now I'm just setting it to always on. And of course this is magnetic, so it fits well with the top metal, okay? All right, so you might be wondering why there's a power strip to the top, right? Why not just route everything here? Well, my friend, it's because it makes sense to put everything to the top if the component is at the top, right? There's any good reason to route to the bottom to make it even messy, okay? So you can see this one goes the 6 cable up here, and this is where the magic happens. Let me take, because I didn't have a light here, so let me put on my headlight. All right, give me a while. All right, there we go. Let me put it on so we can still see the light. All right, there we go. All right, putting the light on now. And that power just now that you see here is actually this one. That one gets fit here. All right, so that's another 4 slot power strip from PowerSync. So I bought everything basically from PowerSync 1, 2, and 3. And this thing over here is actually connected to the power unit here. Why? Because at the top I actually have a separate monitor here. This one, and this one is bought from Taobao. So it actually goes like this, but I took it out for now. So this marquee monitor needs power, and the power comes from here. All right, later I'm going to show you how the trick I use to fix all these power strips sideways. Okay, that's a pretty good tool. Yep, so that one goes here, and this tool is actually the one that is powering my Arcruda LCD monitor. One here, you can see, and one at the top there. All right, so here at the top. And let's see, you need to use a lot of these what do you call this, couldn't remember the name right now. Cable ties. You need a cable ties to put this, okay? And there is originally these 2 cables is actually bundled together and then tied up here, and then it goes directly to the center hole here. But I changed it to route from here, take a U shape, and then goes here. And there's a hidden slot here. You can see there are actually 2 sections here. The one, oh, the sticker came off. The one at the top here, at the middle, is actually the way I route the speakers. So the speakers, I make it routed through here instead of going up to the bottom, because at the bottom I need to put this one, the huge power adapter here, along with the very long cable that came with the Arcruda LCD monitor. So I have to make way for that. So you can treat it as a 2-story cable here, one there and one over here. All right. And the way they do the speaker cable is pretty genius. So remember, it goes from top, right, takes a way up here, and then they split it 2 ways, one at the left and one at the right. Okay, I didn't really change anything much on the speaker cable, just sleeve and a lot of sleeving. And this one, I actually put a pretty nice trick here. This one is the one that's powering the fan for the metal plate here. There is a metal plate here with a big fan, and the red and black is actually powering the fan. Yeah, I think I can actually put it here, right? Maybe it's good enough. Yeah, this one is taking the power from the bottom, because you can actually just make another power cord here and then just powering the fan from here, because I have a spare plug here. All right, and the trick that I put to mount the power strip is using this one, dual lock from 3M. Pretty good tool. It is actually pretty expensive for the length, but it's worth it. It's actually, you can treat it like a two-sided thing with clippers, and actually you can actually take it out and the strip will just stay there. Okay, so everything that you see at mounting to the side is using that dual lock 3M stickers. All right, so again, you have a look. And I'm previously a Factorio player, so I'm pretty picky when it comes to wiring stuff, because in Factorio, you know, the conveyor belts and stuff, you have to route your conveyor belts nicely. Yep. Yeah, pardon the mess at the back. All right, I haven't really mounted anything here, so it's floating. I do it sideways because I want to hold this together. Yeah, too bad this power strip connector is not like this one, 45-degree. It kind of like this, so I couldn't use the hole here, because if you put it here, this will block the way. Okay, and I'm going to replace the cable here later. This one is to get the signal from the marquee screen you see earlier. I'm going to do a black cable. This one, yeah, I don't really like the silver, doesn't blend well. Okay, everything black should be black, and probably some silver thing. Yeah. Alright, so that's the bottom, that's the top. Alright, 16 minutes in. Alright, that's long enough. Alright guys, so that's my updates on my Chulis cabinet progress. I'm going to show you the full details on the rest of the stuff in my next part of the video. So leave it in the comment if you want to see more, and ask me any question if you want to know the tools I use, the parts I bought, and stuff like that. Okay, so another final view before I leave. Okay, with everything clean up. Right, okay, all right, thank you guys, thanks for watching, and see you in next video. Bye bye.